Topping today's news, the PHA responds to criticism following the death of a patient who complained about poor service at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Police holding 2 suspects in the shooting death of Marine seaman Alvarez McCoy. Close to 400 migrants apprehended in the southern Bahamas on the weekend, and the government looking to finalize all of its outstanding industrial agreements this year. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jcn Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. The Public Hospitals Authority, the PHA, through Princess Margaret Hospital, the PMH, has launched an investigation into the death of a 33-year-old female who died just days after detailing the alleged negligence she experienced at the Princess Margaret Hospital on Facebook Live. Kenise Darville, wife and mother of 3, was in dire need of blood donations earlier this month after doctors told her that her platelet count was extremely low. But before her death, she alleged that doctors waited days before informing her to ask friends and family to donate blood. She died on Thursday, January 19th, just 8 days after she was live on Facebook, just 16 days after she was admitted to hospital. Well, on Friday, her family, led by husband Gerard Darville, held a press conference demanding answers and asking the health system to be fixed. Many Bahamians also took to social media venting their frustration, noting that this is not the first time that this has happened at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Today, Public Hospitals Authority Managing Director Obinette Roll, while offering condolences to the family, says that the PHA is taking this case very seriously.
We do know that this is a serious case. We do know that she was a wife, a mother of 3, and also well loved by family members and friends. Are you correct? This is not the first time that we have had incidences at the hospital, and no other healthcare system is different. We have launched the investigation. We're still looking into the investigation. I've been dealing with portions of it yesterday and last night, and it will continue. But I also want the public to understand that when persons are going through stressful situations, there's a lot of things that happen. And also people need to have a clear understanding of what exactly happens. And we are not in a position to speak to that until the investigation is complete.
Dr. Darville says she has reached out to Mrs. Darville's family to have an in-depth conversation to hear their concerns, but has not received a call back as yet. She assures the public that they have also began devising a plan to improve the lack of blood.
Some of those elements include, I've been talking with civic organizations over the weekend on how we can deal with the issues of lack of blood within the country. And it's not only at Princess Margaret Hospital. And this morning, even while driving in, I would have heard from Canada talking about some of the same issues that we face right here in country. And so we're looking to extend the ability for persons to donate right within their communities. So I'm working with them this week, as well as organizations, to come together. I also want the public to understand that even though you may have donors, we have various types of blood. We have O positive, O negative, A, AB, B, and in some cases it's very difficult to find what we call a match, and that sometimes causes a delay.
Following Kenise's death that sparked national outrage, many advised others not to go to PMH. Dr. Roll has this response.
And there have been some very not so nice things going on media. And, you know, when we do that, we tend to cause people to be resistant in their approach when they really need that medical attention. I want to plead to the public to please do not let that be a deterrent for you to come and get the care that you need. Yes, we are seeing a full population. Every day our census is up to 414 patients, and that is not those who are sitting in the emergency room in what we call virtual spaces. They don't have assigned beds. They are on trolleys. They are on the emergency medical systems stretchers, and so the hospital is full.
Dr. Roll says when the investigation is complete, the Public Hospitals Authority will give the factual information to the family and relay to the community what they are doing to improve the process. She encourages those who are in need of blood to reach out to loved ones and friends so that they can donate that blood on your behalf. Police here in the capital investigating the shooting death of an adult male that occurred sometime around 5 p.m. on Saturday. Police have classified the incident as an accidental shooting, as the victim, believed to be in his 30s, along with his co-workers, were at the rear of a home on Faith Avenue when he was accidentally shot. Sergeant Desiree Ferguson gives these details.
What we can tell you is that the victim was along with co-workers just here at the residence situated here on Faith Avenue South when one of the co-workers attempted to clear a high-powered air rifle when it discharged, hitting the victim to his upper body. The EMS personnel were called to the scene where they confirmed that the victim had died.
Sergeant Ferguson is appealing to members of the public to assure that all rifles are licensed and to use them with caution.
We take this opportunity to offer our sincere condolences to the loved ones affected by this incident. We also take this time to encourage persons who are in possession of firearms such as an air rifle, BB guns, to ensure that they have the proper license to authorize and operate and carry those type of weapons. We also encourage persons to exercise extreme safety when operating those type of weapons. That means when you're clearing the weapon, when you're cleaning the weapon, so that we're able to prevent future incidents of this nature from occurring.
Police are questioning a 27-year-old male in connection with this incident. His Majesty's coroner is actively investigating an early morning police-involved shooting that leaves a man dead. Police reporting indicating that the incident unfolded sometime around 12:30 a.m. on Saturday. Preliminary reports indicate that officers were on routine patrol in the area of Camp Road and Edwards Avenue when they observed a male with a firearm. The suspect, on seeing the police, fled the area on foot. Police pursued the alleged armed man onto Hillbrook Road, or Hillbrook Close, where he engaged the police and was fatally wounded. EMS personnel attended the scene and confirmed no signs of life. Police recovered a handgun with ammunition from the deceased. Police also providing an update on the killing of Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine seaman Alvarez McCoy. Police are questioning two males of Eastern New Providence in connection with that shooting that unfolded on Ambrister Street, Fox Hill. McCoy was shot multiple times while sitting in his vehicle shortly before 2 a.m. last week Wednesday. He was discovered by neighbors who heard gunshots and came outside to investigate. McCoy was transported to hospital in a private vehicle where he succumbed to his injuries several hours later. Police arrested the males, 120 and 127 years old, shortly after 11 a.m. on Friday. Investigations continue there as well. The man accused of causing the death of 3-month-old Tanisha Tanya Milford has been brought before the magistrate's court and charged. 29-year-old Kirkwood Thompson will spend his first night behind bars after being charged with manslaughter today. Thompson, the boyfriend of the child's mother, was babysitting Tanisha when she became unresponsive. She was pronounced dead at the hospital on the same day. Police arrested Thompson after doctors noticed injuries to the baby's face. Thompson did not have to enter a plea to manslaughter charges. He returns to court on March 9th to receive a voluntary bill of indictment. The United States Coast Guard intercepted nearly 400 Haitian migrants in Bahamian waters on Sunday afternoon. A statement from the Bahamas Department of Immigration says immigration officials were notified that a vessel carrying 396 unlawful entrants from Haiti was intercepted in the vicinity of Key Sal Bank. Now, in anticipation of an increase in migrant interceptions, last month the Department of Immigration, in collaboration with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, completed work on a temporary processing and detention facility in Inagua. This facility can temporarily house in excess of 800 people. The intercepted migrants were taken to Inagua and handed over to the Defense Force and immigration personnel. Additional officers and supplies were provided by HMBS Lawrence Major, which was dispatched from the Defense Force Coral Harbor Base on Sunday afternoon. The Ministry of Health surveillance team was notified, and the customary health screenings will be conducted as well. And finally, in this segment, the Public Authority, or the Public Health Authority rather, the PHA, and the Bahamas Public Service Union, the BPSU, signing a a new industrial agreement worth $10 million. The 3-year retroactive agreement will be effective from July 1st, 2022 through to July 31st, 2025, and features attractive incentives for its members, according to PHA Managing Director Aubinet Roll.
Employees represented by the BPSU will be pleased to note that this agreement encompasses a series of incremental salary increases over 3 years, one in the first year, 2 in the second year, and another in the final. In addition to these increases, the agreement also makes provisions for the following benefits: increases to the project pay, which increases now to $20 an hour, expansion of categories of staff eligible to receive monthly hazard allowance, and so we've expanded that, but have also based it based on our risk rankings from low, medium to high. We've also increased our rental allowance by $50 per month across the Commonwealth. We've increased the subsistence allowance, so individuals who are traveling and their stay is 28 days or longer, this allowance will now move to $1,500 per month.
An expansion for compassion leave for in-laws is also included, as well as progressive expansion adoption leave of 6 months for new parents adopting a child under 1 year old. Now, although the union did not get all that it asked for, BPSU President Kingsley Ferguson says he is satisfied with the agreement.
It's very unique in that we're signing off on an agreement that to some extent would have been negotiated by the prior administration. However, there has been some minor adjustments to this particular agreement under this particular administration. And so after our perusal of those particular terms and conditions in this particular agreement, we're satisfied that this is something that we can sign off on behalf of the employees in the Public Hospitals Authority. Nobody really gets everything that they want in an agreement, but we're satisfied and we believe that this is something that we can build on moving forward.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Dovell, says this signing is a part of his ministry and the government's efforts to improve morale within the public health service.
This is all a part of an agenda from the Ministry of Health and the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to address some of these long-standing issues that we need to correct going forward to improve morale at all of the public health care facilities and to ensure that workers are protected and they get what they truly deserve. I'm happy to say that within short order, I understand that Mr. Ferguson will be in negotiation with Public Service to finalize all of the necessary outstanding conditions so that we can sign an additional industrial agreement so that workers can be compensated across the board.
The health minister also advised that the signing of outstanding industrial agreements, particularly for consultants as well as junior doctors, should be completed by the end of next month. Meanwhile, the government is determined to settle all outstanding industrial agreements this year, and this according to Minister of State for the Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.